I was going to ask as well about the pandemic because you mentioned it and where your research comes from. And because, I mean, Christmas romance has always been pretty popular, but
Mm.
there's been this incredible surge since the pandemic. And I was wondering if you could talk about that.
Yeah, which is why my project came about. I was like, wow, hang on a second. It suddenly feels like it's everywhere, which a lot of people have said. And yes, it's existed well before the pandemic, but I don't think on the level. I would say probably now closer to more 15 years, but in when I started the project, it was definitely sort of a decade before kind of type thing. And I think the pandemic is just one factor, but there's a lot of factors for why there was an increase for um, a want of this kind. I don't want to get into too much political stuff there, but I do think political climate has a bit to do with it and how people are feeling about things politically. But Hallmark's increase in their film output, you can trace over that decade, and you can trace, and it is like the increase of technology and the way that the world has felt, and then you've got the pandemic on top of it. Their output of films and the amount of movies that they were putting out and do put out and now put out every single year went up an insane amount. I think it was like 2021, they between 2011 and 2021, they had something like a 500% increase in film output. It went from like 9 films to 40 Christmas films, brand new Christmas films, every single year that they are writing, directing, filming, producing, and putting out. And like 100% brand new. They're not like ones that they've bought from somewhere else, and they still screen their 40 every single year amongst all the new ones.
And they
If
start
you,
so early, right?
yeah,
Like
before Halloween, Hallmark Channel turns into a 100% Christmas channel pretty much. They have 3 or 4 channels now, Hallmark, and not all the channels are 100% all day, but Hallmark Channel is, and then the other channels are like, say, maybe for a 12-hour block of the day or for a 10-hour block of the day or um, whatever, and they'll have Christmas, and they're primarily romance. There are some that are not really romance, but primarily it's the same sort of Christmas romance formula
Mm.
mm. That they play around the clock, 24/7, every day until
Do you think
January. I think it's first, but it could be January 4th.